Good afternoon. Thank you for being here today. Our program is titled Aztec Stories. We reside in California, and we are honored to have been invited to come here and share our work with you. It is important to recognize three key components that are important at this time of year, the fall season, and more specifically, during the time of Dia de los Muertos, or Days of the Dead. And these three words I definitely want to implant in your mind and in your heart. So listen carefully and repeat after me. Gratitude, appreciation, acknowledgement. Today we are here to honor our loved departed ones. And we do this in many different ways, some very personal, some public, like today. But know that you don't need to have a grand stage to honor or acknowledge your loved ones who have passed on. And it's all about those three words. Take it to heart. You can speak to your loved ones, those that have passed on to the spirit world at any time. But we like to consider this time frame, the fall season, because visually you can see all around you the changing physical cycles of nature. We see the trees as the leaves begin to change colors and fall from the trees. The sap begins to withdraw into the limbs, into the trunk, and into the roots, preparing for the sleeping time, winter. So we see this physical change in our environment. And so it is quite appropriate, because as these cycles continue to change, we are part of nature. And so we can see the change, not only physically, but inside our hearts. And so this is why we honor our ancestors at this time. Now, you're probably familiar with the term Dia de los Muertos and Day of the Dead, but the Nawa word, this is the language of the Mexika people, the word is known as Mika il Wheat. Let me hear you say Mika il Wheat. Mika il Wheat. Very good. So, before we begin our first song, I want to introduce my supporting family members. Behind me here is my beautiful wife, Sandra. Give her a warm welcome. Our son, Chai. Give him a welcome. Our daughter, Lila. And our grandson, Noah. 3 generations in front of you today. So, what I want to do is tell you a little bit about what you're going to experience for the next 60 minutes. We're going to share with you songs, stories, poetry, and narratives that are going to reveal some philosophical concepts of the indigenous people of this land, the Mexika people. A show of hands. How many of you have heard of the Mexika people? How many of you have heard of the Aztec people? Aztec, Mexika, one and the same. So the next time you read a book or hear a story about the Aztecs, you know they're referring to Mexika. Let me hear you say, Mexika! Mexika! Very good. Now you know their true name. It is important to gain an understanding of the philosophical concept of duality that is ingrained in every aspect of the Mexika's daily life. And throughout our program, we're going to introduce these concepts to you so that you begin to gain this understanding, so you have a much greater appreciation of Dia de los Muertos, Mika il Wheat. So what we want to do, we want to start our program with an interactive song. How many of you like to share music? Yes! The song we're going to share is called Tloke no Wake. Let me hear you say, Tloke no Wake. Tloke no Wake. Very good. The name Noake translates to mean coming from the near and the far, just like many of you have done today. It is about joining our energies together to share in a beautiful and profound experience. So this is the title of our first song, and I need some volunteers. 5 volunteers to join with us on stage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on up. Our volunteers, line up over here, are going to join us on that side by playing an instrument known as the ayakashkli. Everybody say ayakashkli. Ayakashkli. Very good. So now we have our ayakashkli section and a hand drum player. I want you to take a look at all the musicians, including our volunteers, because this is an indigenous orchestra for today. All right, so now, we always start the song with the grandfather drums, the wewe. Wewe. So they'll start the song. I'm going to bring in the percussion section. Sandy is going to be playing the brother of the wewe, the teponaskli. Let me hear you say teponaskli. And again, the song is titled Noake. Let's begin. You will join in clapping your hands to a very specific rhythm I give you. All right, Noake. Big hand to our rhythm section. Thank you. I want to teach you a very important word that you can share with others. This is a Nawa word. Listen carefully and repeat after me. Tlaso kamati. Tlaso kamati. Tlaso kamati. That word means thank you. Spread it around freely. Somebody does something nice for you. What are you going to say? Tlaso kamati. Very good. Pretty soon, you will be reciting phrases in Nawa like this. Mansekwali tonali shimo panoti. Mansekwali tonali shimo panoti. Let's shorten it up. Mansequali tonali, shimo panotik. Put it all together. Mansequali tonali, shimo panotik. Gamma, yes, very good. It's a tongue twister of a language, but a very beautiful and poetic language. Now I have two questions that I want you to think about throughout the day's events regarding this time of year. How is it possible to invite our departed loved ones to come into our home and join us in a meal and to spend time with us? How is that possible? And the second question I want you to consider is this: what if you exist forever? Very important questions. I want to tell you a little bit about a very important man who lived in the 1400s. He was the ruler, the Huitlatowani of Texcoco, a man by the name of Netzehualcoyot. He was a philosopher, a poet, an architect, an engineer, and had an incredible curiosity about the celestial movements within the night sky. And because of him and his poetic writings, I now refer to the stars as the butterflies of the night sky. He was well loved and respected by all those he ruled in the 1400s. He designed and oversaw the construction of the two great stone aqueducts that brought water from the mountains in the mainland across the lake and into the very heart of the beautiful center of the city known as Mexika Tenochtitlan. When Netzehualcoyot transitioned to the spirit world, he left behind a legacy of knowledge and wisdom for us all. And here now, I want to share with you a poem written by the Huitlatowani of Texcoco, Netzehualcoyot. At first, I comprehend the secret, the hidden. Oh, my precious friends, thus we are mortal humans through and through. We all will have to die here. We all will have to go away. Like a beautiful painting, we will be erased. Like a beautiful flower, shoshit, we will dry up and wither away. Like the plumed vestments of that precious bird with the agile neck, we will come to an end. Think on this, my most precious friends, you eagles and you jaguars. Though you be of jade, though you be of gold, you will also go there to the place of the fleshless. We will have to disappear. No one can remain. So the question still remains. Does our life come to an end when our physical body has completed its cycle? Goes back to the very second question I asked you to ponder. What if you exist forever? The great Mexika people did not fear death, and to them and most native people on this continent, death was not an end to our life. It was considered a transitional stage from a human form to a spirit form. The concept of hell was a foreign concept introduced to native people on this land in the 1500s, and it did not align with their philosophical understandings or beliefs. Here is a metaphorical example of their ancient understandings of the cycles of life and death. Think upon the fresh young seed that sprouts and grows and flowers and finally withers away, leaving behind a sleeping treasure trove of possibilities, each one an extension of its parent. These small seed treasures, like your own life, can be observed and measured in a single lifespan. But now consider this. Think and ponder the possibilities of your own precious life's energy not merely ceasing to exist once this shell has come to an end. As the cycles of nature continue to unfold and reveal themselves to you, a duality becomes evident. With moments of action come moments of rest. With moments of light come moments of darkness. And with moments of great sound come moments of silence. All things are in transition and all things change. And with this realization, you will gain the knowledge that in death, it is not an end to your life's cycle. There are experiences for you yet to be known. When you reach that transitional stage, this is what the Mexika people believed. You will begin an arduous journey filled with challenges and trials, and each challenge is a process of removing your humanness until finally your true essence is revealed. And this is what you have guarded and protected all your life and will deliver to the caretakers of the beautiful paradise known as Mictlan. It is here where you will meet the masculine energy known as Mictlan Tecutli and the feminine energy known as Mictlan Siwaki. And they are the guardians of your spirit and energy. And this is why the Mexika people did not fear death. Gratitude. How often do we say thank you to someone who has helped guide us, nurture us, listen to our problems, and helped us find those answers? How often do we say thank you? Gratitude is very important, my friends. And there are many ways to express this gratitude: through prayer, through ceremony, through dance, through music and poetry, and even in moments of quiet solitude and humbleness. We want to share with you a song titled Gratitude, and we want you to participate. We want you to send a vibration to the earth by keeping a rhythm with your hands, clapping your thighs, with your feet planted on the ground. Follow me, my friends, in this song titled Gratitude. Everybody join in. And think about the people that you want to say thank you to, that you are honoring and acknowledging. Tazo tomate. Thank you. Has everybody had a chance to look at this beautiful tlaminali, the ofrenda, the offering table? These have evolved over the centuries. It always began in the home, at a small table with a stool or a chair. And this is where one member of the family would decide who they were going to honor at this time of year. And in order to help them send the message to those they were thinking about, they would select various items, foods, instruments, toys, something that those people could relate to. It contained their energy. And so one by one, they would place these objects on the tlamanali, the offering. It was also a process of remembering and reconnecting with their loved ones. And you can do this. It was a way to keep them alive and to share stories about their loved ones with their children, so that if the children never met these people, they would learn about them and embrace them as part of their lives. So it was a very important time building the ofrendas. And over time, it has changed and evolved. But the ceremonial aspect is still there for you. There are no grand speeches that you have to make during the building of your ofrenda. You don't even need to do it in a public space. You can do it in your own home, because it is a ceremony. And ceremony is different than tradition. It's important to know the differences between ceremony and tradition. Ceremony is you, your personal expression. And it can't be questioned by anybody because it is personal. So know that you, in a very humble and simple way, can create your own tlamanali in your own home. And invite your children and family members to share stories, to tell them who this person was that affected your life in such a profound and positive way. You bring them to life with the stories and the objects. You also see on the beautiful tlamanali, you see those orange flowers, the marigolds, right? In the Nawa language, they are known as shoshit is the flower. But these marigolds were very special because they did not exist thousands of years ago. They were a hybrid that the ancient indigenous botanists, farmers, were challenged to create a flower that was the color of the sun as it was getting ready to fall behind the horizon, that golden color, the golden hour. That was the color. They wanted them to create a flower that represented that concept because it was a cycle of rest. And they wanted this very specific flower to contain 20 petals. 20 petals. Because the human body in the numeric system is contained of 20 units. So the flower represents a person. Sempowal shoshit, the flower of 20 petals. Let me hear you say Sempowal shoshit. Sempowal shoshit. That is the marigold. It's important to remember that when you build your ofrenda, your offering table, remember to put a little extra food out for visitors. Because when the people you call to join you, they may bring others with them, people that have been forgotten. And they will want to come and spend time with you as well. So offer them a plate of food, some water to drink. So again, remember, this is the prelude to the visit. Years ago, I went to Mexico and visited with a family from a small village called Potomac. And we were talking about the plants, the planting ceremonies and other ceremonies. And they shared a beautiful collection of phrases that one of the women would recite during her Ofrenda building process. And I asked her if I could share. She said yes. I want to share with you words spoken by a woman in a family, an indigenous family. These are her words. I call you. I call all of you, my little children. I call you, my mother, and you, my father, my grandmother, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, and my great-grandmother. Now, with the permission of the Creator, I offer you bread, bananas, tortillas, your favorite foods, peanuts and tamales, for you and all to eat. Invite all those you wish to invite. I will at least offer them a little bit of food and drink. And if I live for another year, I will see you again next year. But if I do not live, I will come with you. These were her words. And it was long believed that all of our ancestors rejoiced, inviting their dead to a special party in their honor through ceremony and heartfelt invocation. The door and pathways between Mictlan and the world of the living were opened by the light of all our hearts. Follow the trail of the beautiful, simple wild Xochitl flowers, for they will guide you to your seat of honor next to the tables, dressed and assembled with your favorite foods. This is when the living talk to the dead, and the dead talk to the living. Acknowledgement. Remember the three words? Gratitude, acknowledgement, appreciation. The next song we're going to share with you is titled The Four Serpents. Four Serpents. You have to understand that our body is not who we are. It is only a shell, my friends, that we utilize to maneuver through this physical world. We are more than the body. And at the moment of your birth, the Creator reached down and touched you, initiating the spark of life that we all have become so fond of. And it was then that four serpents joined with you and would remain with you for your entire life. Keep in mind that these four energies are not who you are. They are the energies that help you maneuver through this physical experience. At the moment of your death, these same powerful four animistic forces will be released from your body because they are no longer needed. Two have serpent heads. The third, the face of a Hecatl, the wind. And the fourth, the Mictlan. The precious serpent emerging from your head is known as Tonali. Let me hear you say Tonali. This is the force that accompanies you at birth and helps you interpret and process all your physical experiences through your senses. It is also the energy that will help guide you to your place of rest after you've completed your life cycle. The energy here emerging from your breast is known as the Teiolia. Let me hear you say Teiolia. This represents the vital air that will no longer be inhaled and exhaled. The third serpent that resides here is known as Ihiot. Let me hear you say Ihiot. And this one represents all of our emotions that we have experienced in our life. And the final serpent, the fourth, is the Mictlan, which represents our outer shell. It is no longer needed. So listen now to the sounds of the four departing animistic forces and focus on their beauty and simplicity, like silent, proud and wondrous birds, they will arise from your body. Clear your thoughts and use this song to reconnect with your loved ones that you are acknowledging and being grateful for. Open your heart and let the sounds of this simple clay flute be the smoke that carries your thoughts to them. They will hear you. They have been waiting for your invitation to join with you. Close your eyes and call them. Listen for their footsteps. Thank you, Tlasokamati. We have a couple of more songs to share with you, and these last two are very interactive, so we're going to need some volunteers. But before you raise your hand, let me tell you a little bit about the songs. The first song is titled Mekiskli. Let me hear you say Mekiskli. Mekiskli! Now, in this song, Mekiskli, I play a very special clay flute, and I only bring this flute to share during our Muertos program. It is made of clay, and it looks like this. This is a very powerful symbol, my friends, Mekiskli. If you remember in the song we just shared, the four serpents, one of the energies was the Mekiskli. It represented our outer shell. So this is the symbol that represents transition. It is not a symbol of death, but a symbol of transition, changing from one aspect of physical energy to a spiritual energy. So it is a very important symbol, the Mekiskli. Now, I bet you would like to hear it, right? It's better that you wait and listen for it in the song. Now, to do this song justice, to bring it alive, I certainly need some volunteers. 1, 2, you can have more volunteers, you can be adults. Come on up. Any more volunteers? 3, 4, come on up. How often do you get to play some indigenous instruments, right? Any more volunteers? We got plenty of instruments, my friends. Come on up. I used to pick people, but then that put them on the spot. So now I invite them to join us if they feel the energy. All right, so it looks like we're building a good group here. So, a quick test to see who was listening. What is the name of this instrument? Mexikli! Mexikli, very good. And our friend here is playing a Chikawowski instrument. It is a rasp made from an elk antler. Very powerful instruments. The group playing the sticks, those are called toyon sticks. Let me hear you say toyon. The reason they're called toyon is that's the name of the shrub that they come from. Native to Southern California, where we live, the Tongva people were very familiar with the toyon, mostly because of its medicinal properties. But the wood itself is very sturdy. We have never had a pair of sticks break from people playing them, so you can hit them hard. Oh, and over here we have a very special instrument. Anybody recognize that? It is a turtle shell. In the Nawa language, we call that ayot. Ayot. Toyon. Mexikli. The wewe drum. Very good. Well, it might have a test at the end of our program. All right, so it looks like we have our indigenous orchestra built. Again, we're going to start with the wewe drums. Then we're going to bring in the toyon rhythm section. Then I'm going to bring in the turtle shell, the ayot, and finally, one of my favorite instruments, the rasp, okay? All right, you are going to join in this song by clapping your hands 3 times. I'll give you your rhythm. Are you ready? Let's start with the wewe drums. Toyon sticks, hold them up. Now follow me. Everybody clap their hands 3 times. Follow the toyon rhythm stick. You ready? Mexikli. big hand for our volunteers. Woo. Appreciation, the third word, my friends. One day, we will all join our ancestors. We will join all those that have ever lived before us. And we will return to the place of our origin, the source of all that has and ever will exist. Until that day, we will make time to honor and acknowledge our loved ones in our own individual way. I dedicate this last song of ours to a very small and happy dog by the name of Xolotl. Let me hear you say Xolotl. In a very important oral tradition story that has been handed down for countless generations, this story reveals the journey to Mictlan and the 9 challenges. We recorded that story on our 3rd CD. It is a very beautiful oral story. And in that story, the very first challenge out of 9, you will have to cross a very powerful river. So powerful that you may be afraid to cross it at first, but you are drawn to it. And what will help you is on the other side of the river is a small dog, your animal spirit, your twin, and his name is Xolotl. When you see him and he recognizes you, call to him from your heart, and he will come and help guide you across this turbulent river. After you cross this turbulent river, you are removed of all your clothes. And little by little, on this journey of 9 challenges, all of your humanness is removed until all that is left is your spirit. So I dedicate this song to Xolotl. This is our last song of the day for this session. And I need some volunteers to help us play some of the instruments. Yes, come on up. Come on up, my friend. Come on up. Come on. Come on over here. Anybody else want to join us? Add their energy to this song. Don't be shy. This is your opportunity to play a very beautiful handmade indigenous instrument. I want you to line up over here with a handmade instrument. Very, very good. Thank you. Wouldn't it be awesome if everybody was up here? I don't think we have that many instruments, but it would be awesome. All right. Is everybody grabbing an instrument? Again, the song is titled Xolotl, and I get to play this small clay flute. In the Nawa language, clay flutes are called tlapitzali. Tlapitzali. And you will see the little dog here. This is Xolotl. All right, I think we have our rhythm section built. We're going to start with the wewe drums. They have 1 rhythm. We're going to bring in the ayakashli section, the shaker section. So when I get ready to call you, raise your instrument up in the air so I see you have my attention. Then we're going to bring in the ayot, the turtle shell rhythm section. The turtle shells play 2 different tones, one of the original 2-tone drums. All right, here we go. Xolotl, wewe. Shakers, hold them up. When you're ready, here we go. Follow me. Audience, join in clapping with the ayakashli rhythm section. Turtle shell, 3 beats. Xolotl. Big hand for the Ayot rhythm section, the Ayakashli Shakers, Lasso Kamati, big hand to them. Oh, my friends, what a joy and pleasure it's been for us to come and share our music and stories with you. We appreciate the fact that you all chose to be here and to share in this experience. Oh, my son reminded me of something. We have one more song to play. Now, I want to explain this song to you because it was first introduced to me about 15 years ago by a young poet, a writer by the name of Quetzalcoatl. And he wrote this poem, and when I read it, I thought it was so beautiful. I asked him if we could share it in our presentations, and he told me, I wrote it for myself to acknowledge how proud I am to be Mexika. He said, certainly share it with everybody who is proud of their culture, their heritage. It is for everyone to embrace who they are. So we titled it The People's Song. Now I am going to sing it in the original Nawa, but I want you to sing along in the chorus, which is very simple. But before I give you the chorus, I want you to know what the song translates to in English. So here are the words translated into English. I sing today. I am proud to be Mexika. If tomorrow I would die, I still will be Mexika. So wherever it is on this beautiful blue-green planet that we all share, wherever your family and culture and heritage originated from, be proud. Be proud of those who went before you because their lives may have been much harder. They may have suffered so that you would have a better life. Be proud of your heritage and culture. All right, now here's the chorus I want you to sing in. You ready? Listen carefully. Repeat after me. Hi-ya-ya. Hi-ya-ya-ya. Hi-ya-ya-ya. Oh, that's beauty to my ears. Hi-ya-ya. Sing loud in the chorus. Sing from your heart. Here we go. Nikwikani Ashkan, the people's song. Woo! 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 Nikwikani Ashkan, Nikwikani Ashkan, Nika, the police came Mexika. Inglamos planimikis, Inglamos planimikis, Mia, Ochipa Mexika. Nikwikani Ashkan, Nika, the police came Mexika. Inglamos planimikis, Mia, Ochipa Mexika. The chorus. Ay, 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 ay. Inglamos planimikis, Mia, Ochipa Mexika. The chorus. Ay, 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 ay. Let me hear you. Ay, 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 ay. Woo! Ay, 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 ay. Woo! 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 Nikwikani Ashkan, Nikwikani Ashkan, Nika, the police. That was fun. Oh, my friends, I always like to close our program with the type of words that the ancient teachers would share with their students before dismissing them to their homes. Words to be absorbed here and here. Open your heart and listen and absorb these words. Discover who you are. Discover your specific, unique gifts and talents. Nurture and develop them to the highest degree and share them. This is why the Creator gifted you with these talents and gifts. Be proud of who you are. There is only one of you in this time and place, and you are special, you are unique, and you have wonderful treasures to share. Learn to live with nature. Listen to your intuitive voice. This is the ancient memory known as Tezcatlipoca that speaks to you whenever you are searching for answers. Go inside, my friends. This is where all the answers reside. Do the best that you can do in everything that you do, and live your life with dignity, honor, and respect. On behalf of my wife, our daughter, our son, and our grandson, we say Tlazokamati to you for coming together and joining in our presentation. Thank you. Tlazokamati. And now you're in for a treat of some more dancing. Thank you.